Hey, so actually I do not have Excel on my computer, but I'm going to show you what I did in Excel, but on a Google Excel spreadsheet. So the features and my tricks are pretty much the same, so I hope it works for you. So ultimately we have this blank piece of information and that was really dumb. Anyway, we have our spreadsheet, right? And what they gave us for our timed boxes, they have a little drop down arrow that when you click, you have a button. Sorry, when you click, you have a menu of numbers you can add. So you can only enter those numbers. So whether you click the arrow and you select from the list and you add it in. That's one way to do it. But also know that you can type a number if it matches what is in the drop down menu from the clickable arrow. So that being said, I did not use the arrow. I remembered what was available in the times list. And so what I did first is most of my students were present all the time. So just to simply save me time, I entered 3.4 one time for my first student, okay? And then I actually copied this for every day. So the easiest way to copy is when you see a highlighted cell, there's this little square in the bottom right hand corner. If you click that and hold, if you click that and hold and drag that cursor over to where you want the last copy to go and then let go, it copies all that information for you. So I did that first, and then I went to my last student. Let's say whatever, this was my last student on my first page. I did the same thing for going down. So when this was all highlighted, or I'll do this two ways. I did the same thing. I'm going to click this little copy box on the end of my selection. I'm going to click it. Sorry, the cursor has to change from the hand and that arrow to this crosshatch or whatever. I'm going to click, hold, and drag down. And when I'm ready to copy, I just let it go and it pastes, right? That's one way to do it. If that's not working for you, again, you can just do it on a single cell for an entire row and pull down and copy. And it won't let me notice, I can't pull it this right if I'm just going down. It has to be an equal number of box selections. So I can copy one box down one row, okay? Also, I copied one box across one row. We already did that, right? So again, copy one box down one row, one box across one row, or if I highlight an entire row, I can copy all those cells down all those rows. So I'm going to do that and let go. So if you see I got rid of my blue divider box, that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy my blue box down by clicking on that little square and dragging and letting go, and you can see my numbers are adjusting here. So I'm doing a quick cleanup. So this way I have 3.4 for all my students on my first page, because when I looked at my first page of attendance I noticed, hey, most of them were there all the time. So then what I did is I went down my hard copy list and I made sure everyone was there every day. So this is my first student, whatever, Carol, and I said, okay, I noticed the first week and the dates were at the top. Carol was there every day the first week, and you know what? She wasn't there on Monday the next week. So I just typed in using my keyboard a 0 and I tabbed. When I hit the tab button, I move across columns, and so I was doing everything much faster myself using my keyboard, not my mouse. Sorry, you know what? I didn't put 0. The system will not let us put 0 in. It is not on the drop-down menu, therefore you'll get an error message. So when I do hit 0 in Excel, I would get an error message. I just hit escape, and then I remembered to just hit delete. So I would delete my 3.4s, and that means 0 attendance for that day. And then I would go over, and you know what, on that Wednesday, that person was there 1.5 hours, and then again was missing that day, and then was only there 1 hour on Tuesday, whatever. And then I went down and I verified my next name to my hard copy, and that was Jeff. And then I did the same thing, and you know what? Oh, Jeff started not coming at all these 2 weeks, and actually Jeff stopped coming after that first week, and I actually ended up dropping him on this Monday, so I entered a D on that day because that's in the drop down menu that they want to know what day we dropped. And anyway, I didn't mark clearly on all mine what day they dropped, so I guessed it on a couple of them, and I don't think they care, and it's tough. I'm not going to dig for that information because it's not readily accessible to us in our Lancer Point anymore. So as I did this, again, I would tab over, adjust numbers, and just would make my few edits, because these edits were a lot fewer than entering each individual box one at a time for every student. It wasn't worth my time. 3.4 for everybody, a lot less edits going across the row for each student, student by student, and then I saw that it totaled there and it was perfect. And then actually what I am not showing you here is there was a second page, and on the second page there was basically the same information for my dropped students. I entered that data, and at the very bottom of the second page, they've already formatted this for you, but at the very bottom of the second page you can just verify that actually there is a sum feature in there, and you should see a total number on the bottom of your second page. You don't have to do anything. Anyway, with that, that's how I quickly data entered all these numbers. I didn't even check my math. I just simply printed these, signed them, and turned them in, and that was that. Anyway, I hope this helps. Either way, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 perhaps. Bye bye.